managing conflict is never easy. So today we're going to talk about some effective strategies to deal with difficult workplace situations. I have my colleague and 37-year veteran with MBA, Gene Neill, who manages our Human Resources Department. Welcome, Gene.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I've been anxious to interview you because I think after 37 years in HR, you've seen it all. The one thing I know you are really good at is helping to manage conflict. So can you tell me some effective strategies we need to know when we're having a difficult situation?
Sure, I'd be happy to share my perspective, and conflict it's not something any of us want to deal with often. I think first and foremost is to be as objective as possible when an issue confronts you, and it could be whether you're a manager or whether you're actually in the throes of the conflict itself. As a manager, objectivity, being able to see and think through the situation without interjecting your own biases. It's often difficult because you hear and influence greatly by others within a department. That will help you be able to step back, keep emotions hopefully out of the situation. I would also suggest that one try to get a sense and build up a camaraderie with the people, particularly if it's a work situation, with the people with whom you work. So you've got, again, that element of trust established beforehand.
Mm-hmm. And I would guess there are some common pitfalls. None of us like to deal with employee relations issues or conflict. What are some of the common mistakes we make?
The first, and I hate to use it's an old expression, but it's very common with all of us. I think even me included, we'd love to just put our little head in the sand and hope it goes away. And that's quite a common theme for even senior level managers. No one likes conflict. If you do, it's probably something a little wrong. That being said, the other is that we often wait too late to try to deal with something. It's far more effective if you can get in front of it and work through, build up some camaraderie, talk with the people in charge. You also have to be careful not to let your biases influence you. Often from gossip or just simple hearsay in the office, you may decide that this individual is not somebody that you think you would just necessarily like. You have to be really careful not to let that influence you, particularly in the wrong direction.
I think that's really great advice. But one thing that I think is hard for all of us is these situations are very emotional. How do we keep the emotional aspect of it at bay? What do you recommend we do when we feel our emotions really getting the best of us?
One is I always take a deep breath, although it sounds a little trite. It's the truth, because I think it refreshes you mentally as well as physically. Try not to act off the cuff. Give yourself time to think, whether even if it's in a meeting, it's okay to stop and take a moment. And the other suggestion I would have would also be to see if you can dig into the source of the problem. Sometimes a simple problem just gets, exacerbated by people's opinions and I'm not trying to in any way necessarily, it's not even necessarily an emotional reaction, crying or tears or laughter, those types of things. It's just more people get so charged about something, particularly if they're passionate about a particular issue or a particular workplace. Those types of things, it's again, stepping back, finding out what the issue is, and sometimes the issue is actually very small. It's not something that requires a huge response.
Well, I hear we need to be objective, be very thoughtful in the way we approach it and look at the issue, as well as take a breath and really try to get to the root cause of the issue. Gene, this has been great advice. Thank you so much. And for those of you who don't know, Gene is retiring after 37 years, so thank you for spending a moment and some words of wisdom with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you again.